This steel leviathan weighs over 200,000 tons. In a storm, the ocean exerts a force that can snap steel like thread. Yet it is held in place by a single tiny metal hook. But drop that anchor in the deep ocean, and it does absolutely nothing. In fact, if you handle it wrong, the weight of the chain will sink your own ship. Today, we're diving into the massive engineering of anchors on Amazing Nearby. To understand how it works, you first have to respect the chain. This isn't the kind of chain you'd find at your local hardware store. A single link of a cruise ship's chain can weigh over 300 pounds. That is more than a large refrigerator, forged into a single, unbreakable loop. The anchor itself is a beast, weighing between 15 and 20 tons, but surprisingly, the chain attached to it is often much heavier than the hook. This massive weight is the captain's secret weapon. It's all about physics. They lay out a vast line of chain on the seabed, creating a catenary curve. The sheer weight of these links sinks deep into the mud and sand. When a wave pushes the ship, the chain acts like a giant, heavy spring. The ship must lift tons of steel off the floor before it even tugs on the anchor. By the time the force reaches the hook, the pull is completely horizontal. Instead of pulling the anchor out, the ship drives it deeper into the ground. But what happens when the water is too deep? Like in the middle of the Pacific? Can a commercial vessel drop anchor in 2 miles of water? The answer is no. The chain itself would be too heavy to support. It would snap under its own weight. The vertical weight would rip the windlass, the winch that holds it, to pieces. In extreme cases, the momentum could literally rip the bow off the vessel. Instead, deep-sea ships use dynamic positioning to stay in place. Computers use thrusters to fight the current, without ever touching the bottom. Back in shallow water, how does the captain know how much chain is out? You can't just look underwater. They use an old-school system, the shackle. A standard length of chain is called a shot, which is exactly 90 feet long. These sections are joined by a special, detachable link for easy maintenance. Crew members paint these joining links in bright colors like white, red, or blue. They also wrap stainless steel wire around them for identification in the dark. As the chain flies out of the hawsepipe, an officer counts the flashes of color. 3 shackles in. This tells the bridge exactly how much weight is down. Finally, the hardest part, leaving. A 20-ton anchor creates a massive suction seal. If you just tried to winch it up, the motor would burn out against the mud. To get it back, the ship drives slowly until it's directly over the anchor. The chain goes vertical, pulling straight up on the anchor's shank. This vertical force breaks the suction. The crew calls this breaking out. The anchor rises covered in tons of sticky, smelly seabed mud. High-pressure water jets blast the mud off before it enters the ship. This keeps the chain locker clean and prevents the ship from smelling like silt. Once the hook is secured against the hull, the ship is finally free to move. If you found this engineering deep dive fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching Amazing Nearby. Stay curious, keep exploring the wonders around you, and I'll see you in the next one.